Hey, what is up guys? Guitar here, welcome back to another Brave 9 video. Okay, I'm still very shocked. There's a lot of things to absorb right here. I feel a bit overwhelmed with how strong and how broken the rework for Alec and Celia are. Like, it's just crazy. Okay, so we're gonna do this a little bit different. I did record last night some of the footages I will use right there. I did record their skills before the patch. Okay, so Alec and Celia both at plus 15. We're gonna have a look at that shortly, and then we'll have a look at them after the patch. So let's dive into it. So Alec's attack is 1.2k. It's not exactly high for a warrior. Alright, it's like around the average. So his skill at plus 15, alright, he has 3 tile range, hits the most front. So he will have this skill, permanent advanced bloody anger. It's basically stats enhancement, which gives him attack boost. Okay, so this one is advanced atrocious wrath. Alright, third skill. So this is the skill that probably makes him a decent warrior, right? Okay, so man, this is crazy, man. So Alec after the patch is just insane. 5k HP, 1.2k attack, alright, 10% crit rate, 50% crit damage. I think the stats are all the same. So what has changed for him? Okay, I'm gonna, like, let's say plus 0 to plus 5, there's no difference. So plus 0 to plus 5, there's no difference. Alright, it's all the same. I think the modifiers are the same as well. Okay, plus 6, this is going to be huge. Okay, so plus 6 ignores enemies' incoming damage reduction and deals additional damage when HP is below 99%. So he has 2 skills. Alec has 2 skills. One is an additional damage, one is the fixed damage, right? So this additional damage skill, the advanced atrocious wrath, now it ignores incoming damage reduction as well, which is bloody crazy. So this is why Alec was able to one-shot Velter, Alec will be able to one-shot Grand, and any units with high incoming damage reduction. Alright, those units that have high HP, you know, and they also have barrier, you know, like 60% incoming damage reduction, 40%, 70%. Alec just ignores that completely, which is crazy. Alright, so that's what he gets at plus 6, a huge jump right here. So in case you guys are wondering and you are thinking, okay, will this work on Arcstar and Dagdaron World Boss? I checked on the menu and it doesn't. It says that this skill is banned against the world boss. So you guys can try this out, but based on what I've seen so far, it's banned, so you can't really use it on Arcstar and Dagdaron. You will still need to recruit other units that can do that. Okay, and then going on to plus 10. So this is where it gets interesting. Plus 10 now Alec gets 3 tiles. Before this it was plus 12. So now Alec at plus 10 get 3 tile range at plus 10. At plus 12, okay, this is the broken part. This is the Omega broken part. Okay, so Super Raging Strike, okay, deals direct additional damage to the enemy. Direct damage to the enemy. Attack times 200% additional damage. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys sink that in for a bit and let you guys grasp how broken that is. Okay, read the term again. Deals direct additional damage to the enemy. Alec will deal direct damage to 3 tiles. Alright, it's not just to the main target. It's not stated here to the main target. 3 tiles to the enemy. Whoever is in the range, boom, gone. Alright, some of you might be new, might be wondering what the hell is direct damage. So direct damage is mentioned right here. Okay, direct damage is applied ignoring defense edgy barrier and incoming damage boost and guard skill type. Okay, direct damage ignores defense. It doesn't matter 100% defense, how many percent defense, it will go through them. It doesn't matter how much edgy that guy has, it will go through them. It doesn't matter if you use Albion or whatever. It doesn't matter how much of a barrier they have, 100%, 70%, 60%, it will go through that. And the worst thing is guard skill type will get ignored. Alright, so a lot of heroes, a lot of units are strong because of their guard skill type. For example, Seto. Alright, Seto has Flame Guard, which is why Seto is super strong, right? Seto's Flame Guard will enable him to not take all the hit and only take Max HP times 11% additional damage. He will only take a small portion of his HP. He will be able to tank anything. But now, boom, Seto will just die if Alec hits him. GG. Alright, same goes for Lucius. Lucius has guard skill. Alright, Lucius is death guard. Any hero that has death guard. Okay, Lucius at plus 12 will have 2 death guards. Alright, he has 1 resurrection and 2nd resurrection. So Alec will instantly remove 1 resurrection 4 times. You don't have to hit 4 times. He will remove your 1st resurrection. You will be resurrected with the 2nd resurrection, you know. It just ignores your guard completely, which is crazy, right? So just like how Livia does, I feel like Livia is much more balanced. Oh man, it's just so broken. Who else do we have? Who else do we have? Right. Glacia. Alright, so Glacia plus 15, she is known for having insane tankiness. She can take a lot of hits. Alright, because her skill, Glacia, is considered a guard. They make her super broken. Now, if Alec is in the range, boom! 1 hit, down she goes. Alright, down she goes. Now, I can see how this will upset a lot of players, because if you compare Alec directly to Livia, right? So Livia is a mage. Okay, so a mage only hits once every 2 rounds, right? That's number 1. Number 2, Livia does have guard, but her guard is only, right, direct additional damage only to the main target. She doesn't do it to all the target. So Alec deals it to all 3 tiles. Livia has, I mean, I guess they have to make it more balanced because Livia has a huge tile range, right? If everyone has, I mean, imagine if she has direct damage in all her tiles. That cross tile, that is crazy. Alright, she's gonna be too broken. I understand. But the fact that Livia as a mage that needs to charge up 1 round to be able to move and attack every other round, whereas Alec can attack every single round for being a warrior, that is just crazy. Alright, it's just insanity, it's just crazy. I think this is probably the biggest buffs, alright, I've ever seen in Brave 9 or Brown Dust history. Like, it's so huge. I've never seen them buff any unit this much. Alright, seriously. I think in the past we did see some improvements, like Wester, if I'm not mistaken, got a slight improvement. And I think Rogan got some slight improvement as well. Rogan's skill modified slightly. But I've never seen something this huge. Like, this is huge. This is meta changing. This is crazy, man. Like, for Alec to be, like, if you ask me, right, who is the best warrior right now, I would say Alec. I would say Alec. Like, there's just no argument. If you ask me who to pick in Jumpstart Quest 1, I might actually say Alec. I mean, it's debatable between Alec and Rafitia still, I think. But then, like, before this, you don't even take Alec into the equation. You don't even take him into consideration, right? But now it's just like, okay, for sure Alec. There's no other way. It's going to depend on which content you want to tackle, but some of the PvE stages are quite hard now. And Alec can be used in a lot of places. So I can see this buff. I don't know. I don't really like it as much because this buff is too huge. This is a very huge buff. I do think they need to make Alec slightly stronger for sure. Definitely for sure. Alec was too weak before this. But this is a little bit too much, I think. I do think this is quite a lot. It's quite a lot of buffs. Let's have a look at Celia then. Alright, maybe you guys can understand. I did got my Celia earlier today, you know, during the live stream, because I was like, oh my god, this is so OP. And I'm going to show you guys why she's OP. Alright, just a quick look at her stats. Okay, this is after the buff. Okay, so 600 attack, 5.2k HP. Okay, so what is Celia strong right now? Celia is a bit different because she already gets the modification at +0. So at +0, she has this nullifier skill now. Okay, before this is a bit different. She has now stigmatized, alright, clown stigma, and she has nullifier. Okay, nullifier, if you guys do not know, is going to be much more broken compared to what she has previously, because nullify can nullify everything. Nullify nullifies everything including taunt, right? You can remove taunt, You can remove buffs. And whether you like it or not, Raphithia and Beliaf, both their buff skills can be nullified. So Celia is going to be super broken because anyone that has Raphithia, anyone that has Beliaf, you know, their skeleton buffs are going to get removed. Same goes for Raphithia. Like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy that they just gave her a nullifier like that. But I guess we saw it coming because I do see it in the trailer. Alright, second skill is going to be the interesting one. Okay. This is a very unique skill. This is a very unique skill. Alright, it's called Aura, and it activates before battle, right? So, before Celia turns ends, activates Ancient Magic Curse to all the enemies in the map, all the enemies. It will affect them. She doesn't have to move first, it's just before her turn ends. So basically, if you have a Celia, you want her to move on turn 1, alright? So what she does is she will reduce all the enemy stats by 10% for 24 turns. And no, it doesn't stack. But here's the interesting thing. Look at this. Exception. Ignores immunity skill type and applies. Number 1. Okay, so she will ignore debuff immunity with this skill. Number 2, ignores debuff reflection, flame guard, and applies. Alright, debuff reflection is the skill that Grand Hilder has. Flame guard is the skill that Seto has. So he ignores those two skills and applies anyways. Cannot be removed with removal skill type. Just let that sink into you for a moment. Cannot be removed. Can't reset the duration with a reset skill. So this means every single unit out there, listen carefully. Every single unit out there, you have an Adin, you have Orphina, you have Angelica, 100% defense, right? Not anymore. Not anymore. With Celia present on the battlefield, you have 10% of your stats reduced. So you have 90-something% defense. Alright, this is at +0 by the way. This is at +0. Okay, we're still yet to see the good part, right? This is at +0. Do you guys see how good that is? If you guys built Orphina recently, if you built Adin recently, okay, you farm so hard for the shield runes, right? That Omega shield runes. You want the Legend plus shield runes to get your units up to 100% defense. Guess what? It's useless now. It's useless now. It's literally poof. If you encounter Celia, yep, you're no longer having that 100%. You're getting that 90% defense. Now, why is that big? Why is that huge? With 100% defense, your units will not die from regular reflective counter, which is Raphithia's buff. But 90% defense, your units can still die. Adin can still die to a lot of things. Alright? Angelica will also die to a lot of things. And Adin and Angelica right now are instantly useless against Celia teams if they have Raphithia's reflective counter along with them. Which is crazy. If you ask me that, it's crazy. Alright? There's like much more to the equation than this, but man, it's insane. Okay, she has debuff immunity, so that's still the same, and she has this reflective counter curse on her skills. So this skill, surprisingly, I did check. This skill apparently seems to work on World Boss. Alright, it wasn't banned, not at least on the ban list that I can check. The World Boss is closed right now, so I can't show you guys. But based on my check during the live stream, this skill wasn't banned. Okay, so let's go to Celia plus 12. That's where she gets a huge jump. So what does Celia get plus 12? So notice at plus 11, she gets reduced stats by 95%, boost incoming damage by 95%, right? Okay, so at plus 12, boom! Suddenly you see some extra description right there. Stigmatizes the enemy while ignoring debuff reflection and flame guard. Alright, debuff reflection, only one unit right now in all the roster that has debuff reflection, which is Grand Hilder, and only one unit has flame guard, which is Seto. So she's designed, literally, to destroy those two units. To destroy Grand Hilder, to destroy Seto. Alright? Now, I did invest quite a lot on my Grand Hilder. So I am pretty upset with this, to be honest. But Grand Hilder, I mean, her time is over now. Like, she used to shine pretty high, alright? Back when Albion was around, but yep, it's just a matter of time. So, apply silence effect to the enemy, blocking the enemy from using skills. Alright, this is very interesting. Reduces all stats except HP and applies silence. So this particular skill doesn't go through debuff immunity. Okay, so this skill stigmatizes the enemy, ignoring debuff, reflection, and flame guard. This one cannot go through debuff immunity. So she cannot silence supporters like Rafitia and stuff, right? Which is good, but supporters will instantly get their stats reduced still. Alright, which is crazy. Which is just crazy. Okay, at plus 6, you get this to 15%. So now, at plus 13, alright, she gets more of this curse, 20%, and then you get 25%. So plus 14 seems like a very broken, an extremely broken stat that you want her to be. I feel like if you use her, you want her to be plus 12 or plus 14 at least. Plus 15, what she gets is she gets this regeneration. So she has max HP every turn times 12% healing. So that can be actually good to make her survive longer. Like surprisingly good because it's going to help her survive a lot of things. Alright, she will not naturally die to Seto's counter, right? She will get maybe like half HP and usually she will survive. But if you want her to heal back up, like having her at plus 15 is going to be pretty good. You can see Celia is pretty broken in my opinion. I am a little bit upset because they designed her so that she can counter Grand Hildair and Seto. I don't understand why Grand Hildair. I mean, she has dropped a lot, man. Like we have Ventana, we have Livia that counters Grand, Angelica and Edin can also one-shot Grand most of the time. So why more units to deal with Grand? I feel like, I mean Seto I can understand because Seto is like 90-something% usage rate, 99%, but Grand is like has dropped to like 35%. I guess it is what it is, you know. The patch is just extremely overwhelming for a lot of players. So there's a lot of things to gather from this, and definitely the entire meta is going to shift all over again. And I can see players being really upset, and this will definitely affect a lot of things. It's going to affect your decision moving forward, alright? So a lot of the past decisions that you have made, you know, for example, building Lucius to plus 15 might not even be worth it anymore because Lucius now dies to Seto. Maybe plus 12 is just enough. Alright, building Seto all the way to plus 13 or 14 might not be worth it anymore. Building Livia might not also be worth it anymore. I don't know. Like it's just a lot of factors to consider. And yeah, it's just something that every single player has to endure. I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like the meta is shifting drastically too fast. Like it hasn't been that long, and maybe it would be fine if they give us some free legend transfer right now, alright, with this Alec and Celia rework. But because they did not, right, and you have to fork out your own diamonds and stuff, so that's kind of the thing that upsets most players, especially the free-to-play ones. I can see this hurting a lot of players. Even I myself am not prepared for this. I was prepared to pull for Ileana and Bane, but yeah, I don't think I'll be able to. You know, I might have to use the diamonds to build Alec and Celia if I want to stay relevant in the meta. So that's something that you guys have to be prepared for. And especially right now, we won't know what's ahead anymore because it seems like the patch is same between, you know, every players from every server with the courier. So make sure you guys think carefully. Alright, just have a discussion all over in the Discord. I'll have my Discord link below in the description. If you want to talk to anyone, ask for second opinion, you always need to do that, especially right now in the current state of the game. So yeah, that's just my thoughts regarding this buff. Man, this is like extremely huge. Let me know what you guys think as well. Alright, I'm curious to hear from every single one of you. If you have played Brave 9 before, if you have played Brown Dust before, alright, before it was Brave 9, and if you have, you know, just played this game for a couple of months or still playing, let me know what you guys think of this. This is definitely the biggest buff I have seen in any Brave 9 history for sure. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.